This is Brian. How old are you, Brian?
48.
48. And your current situation is?
I pissed off a high-power couple who, my youngest son's grandmother thinks I don't respect her, which I don't, because she was watching her two daughters fist fight in her hallway and screamed at me for stopping. So I didn't have any respect for her. And she used her NFL connections and stole my kid.
Are they here in Wheeling?
No, they're in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh?
Yes. When a father or a mother can't afford therapy to pay for it themselves because I'm indigent, the judge is supposed to order it. That means that it's official and on the record, and everything is documented and recorded. And she won't do that because it'll prove that I'm a stand-up father and more than capable of taking care of him myself, let alone with his mother. So the judge won't order the therapy. She is ordering me to pay for it, which I told her I can't. And she leaned over her desk and said, "That is not my problem. Get out of my courtroom."
Wow.
So she's using her NFL connections and stole my kid.
How long ago was this?
He's 13, so that was 8 years ago.
So you've been in the struggle for 7 years.
Yes, I found a way to do it, but I need one lawyer to care, and I can't find one.
Really?
Yeah, because I can prove that the apartment complex had a management company managing it. So how does the court have a person as my leaseholder instead of the property? Because when you have a management company, the rule is that the lease is with the property.
Right.
And I can prove that. Nobody gives a crap.
This was all in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
How'd you wind up in Wheeling?
They almost killed me. A girl that I was seeing lured me out of my apartment with the promise of growing marijuana. Ain't gonna lie. And in doing so, she knocked me out for 9 hours one time. She was testing the dosage. The second time, she knocked me out for 12 hours, and I woke up with a needle mark in my arm. And she's pacing back and forth to the end of her bed because she thought I was dead. So 4.5 months later, I have a new doctor, go see him, complain of chest pains, and he sends me home with ibuprofen and prednisone. 2 days later, I'm in the emergency room. I'm 90% blocked, healthy as a horse. Nothing wrong with my heart.
Are you currently using any drugs?
I wasn't when I first got here, but then once they found out who I was, it just started all over again. And I did use a few times. I am using on and off just because I want to, not that I'm addicted to it or I need it, just because of the mental stress and anguish that these idiots are causing me because of my problems with my youngest son's grandmother and her connections.
What do you use?
Methamphetamines.
Meth?
Yeah, because I don't do that heroin.
Good.
That's too risky.
Yep. Where do you sleep at out here?
I was sleeping in my car until a girl named Mimi planted methamphetamines in my car. Not that I didn't use, I'm just saying that there wasn't any in my car. I wouldn't do that because I'm not dumb. So she planted it in my cup holder to the left of my steering wheel. You wouldn't know it was a cup holder. It looks like a fuse box lid, you know what I mean? And when I got pulled over, I was going over the Wheeling Bridge to Bridgeport, and the cop he knew who I was, tried to get behind me, but a truck was tailgating me, and he had to get behind the truck. Now, you wouldn't know where I was going unless you knew where I was going, and the cop knew I was going to the McDonald's over on 7. And pulled me over, and the explanation he gave me for pulling me over was that my tires were in the middle of the white line, the fat white line. And the rule is, not the rule, the law is that your tires have to be beyond, that your front tires have to be beyond that white fat line to not have stopped properly. So I stopped for a bull crap reason. And the officer was searching my vehicle with her in the passenger seat, which is a no-no. So they're just harassing me, taking my car because of a girl named Gypsy who liked me and I liked her, and they're keeping her away from me. Not me away from her, her away from me. So it's a complicated issue.
So you stay now in shelters or?
Well, I thought I could, but apparently the shelters are calling Social Security and telling them that I'm there, which Social Security deducts from my check. Why would they do that to a homeless person? It's pretty sad and petty.
Right.
Because of my problems with my youngest son's mother and the affiliation she has. When I first got here, a girl named Lisa from the coalition was being so blatantly ignorant and nasty that I asked her 3 times. The 3rd time I asked her to stop pissing me off, I almost flipped the desk. And there were 2 gentlemen standing outside the door. And when I passed them, I said, you should have brought more. Because she had me hot for no reason. I was already stressed. I was already in a mentally draining situation, which she was making worse. And then they wouldn't help me.
Have you ever, other than that, have you ever done any time in prison?
2 years in Rockview State Penitentiary, FK 6953.
What was that for?
So I was smoking marijuana. So my brother died when I was 24. He was 29, he's 5 years older than me. But I didn't know it wasn't drugs. I just knew it was an overdose. It was alcohol and his antidepressants, I found out. So for 27 years, I didn't do anything until this girl and the problems that came with her. I'm not Superman.
Right. Right. So none of the social services are really helping you out?
No, they're causing me more problems. So the coalition is supposed to help you get everything you need. They didn't help me do shit.
How about the, I've heard about the street moms. Do they help out?
Oh, you want to talk about them? Really? Okay, so there's 3 that I know of. I found out there's a 3rd entity, but I've never met the 3rd entity. Although I did meet the other 2. The one who drives the van, Street Moms, her name is Lynn. Only know her first name. But she hates me so much because the girl I said that I liked and she liked me was, Lynn thought that no one else should be more important to that girl than her. And she's caused me problems ever since. Now it's not just her, but I know of her. I know one of them is her. So, like a week and a half ago, 2.5, 3 weeks ago, Street Moms has joined forces with Christian Charities. And there's a little old black lady named Miss Betty, not the one who runs the kitchen. Her phone was taken. The girl who took it came out of the building and went in my car to make it look like I was part of it. Again, causing me problems and mental anguish. When I took her over the island and she asked me to unlock the phone, as soon as I turned it on, I knew who it was and I tossed it to her and said, get the hell out of my car and go give that back. So when Street Moms became part of Catholic Charities, someone told that lady that I orchestrated her phone being stolen, and there's this little old lady screaming in my face 3 times. And the 3rd time I had enough and I'm screaming at her. And that's when the lady, her name's also Miss Betty, who runs the kitchen, had came to my rescue. Because she knows that I'm not going to do that for just no reason.
Right.
She's a very good judge of character and helps me out when I need it. Although that's the only one. Miss Susan, which is the 2nd street mom that I know, I used to give her hugs. And then all of a sudden, when they became partners with Christian Charities, she's given me what I call skull screwing, for not cursing. She was very distant, quiet, didn't say anything to me because what I believe is my, what do you call that? When you get a protection from abuse order, what is that? Court.
Oh.
Okay, well you get it, right? Yeah. So I have 3 PFAs that were put in place. They were put in place because I made that happen. There's no proof that I hit any one of those 3 girls. So it's called a no-fault order, which means it's still in place, but there's no blame being placed. And they showed everybody that to because you don't know the details because they're not on the record. You just see the record. So to cause me more problems, they showed that record around, which caused me a lot of problems because now people think I'm a woman beater, which is what that girl lied and said I did. She took me to court for a PFA, which I didn't do.
Wow.
And 2 weeks after the court date, she came to me and said, I used you to get into the YWCA, which is a woman's battered shelter here.
So she admitted that she used you.
To me, privately.
Yeah.
And since then, she has said that I tied her up, put her in my trunk. My trunk is always full. She's only been in my trunk once, and that was towards the very end of my association with her, because I wanted to show her that there was nothing in the trunk. It was just full of my crap.
So do you still have your car?
No, because Mimi planted methamphetamines in it and told the cop where she put them, they have confiscated my car. Now I go to the first court hearing and the district attorney didn't even ask for the evidence to prosecute his case. Neither did my attorney, my public pretender.
Public pretender.
which is really odd because why isn't he advocating for me?
Right.
Because I'm special. Now, what are the odds that the judge orders an extension so that I have time and my lawyer has time to look over the, discovery? What are the odds that I still haven't received a call from my public pretender? Right,
When
so
is
they're
your
dragging
court
their
date?
feet. The 9th
No.
is the pretrial hearing. And I've had no time to, one, look at it, or two, prepare a proper case of defense, which is biased on all of their parts. Lucky me.
So, do you have any other family in the area?
My family, don't even get me started. My stepmom was beating me with everything that wasn't nailed down. I was about 4 when it started. So by the time I was 5 and a half, I had to try and fake burning my house down. I had a bum across the street from us was a park. In the park, in the center, was a library called McPherson Square. A bum lived in it. And I have 6 brothers and sisters, including myself, well 5. And the only confident friend I had was that bum. So he taught me how to flick matches and make sure it goes out. And that's what I did. And I was trying to burn the house down is what it looked like. And my dad had no choice, because I left him no choice, but to remove me. I was very young then.
Where did they put you?
It's like an interim placement. I can't remember, it was a long time ago, but there's an interim placement building that you go to, and then I went to Carson Valley School for Boys, and then Northern Home, which I've been in for 12 and a half years, until I was 17 and a half, or 12 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole family turned against me.
Yeah.
I went to school. I was about 5. I went to first grade, and I had lumps all over my head because she beat me with the M16 my dad got me. It was a toy M16, and then the nurse felt, because I was dizzy, I wasn't paying attention. I had a mild concussion, and she called DHS, which is Department of Human Services of Pennsylvania, and my whole entire family, including my stepbrother, stepsister, and stepmother, lied and said I was lying. That's why I had to try to burn the house down pretending. So when I went into the placement, I went in front of like a slew of therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists. And none of them could understand why I didn't exhibit the normal behaviors that a pyro would.
Right.
Because nobody has.
Have you been medically diagnosed with any mental
there's nothing wrong with
conditions or anything? Yeah.
Yeah, no. With all of them, there was nothing wrong with me. That was the baffling part to all of them. Not one of them thought to ask me why I did it. I mean, Miss Betty knows me. She runs the kitchen. She knows me. Like, she's really good at judge a character and blah, 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 blah. And she goes to bat for me when that older black lady was screaming at me, and then I screamed at her.
Yeah.
The dude that runs this, his name's Joe. He's a really big, tall, bald, black guy, like really big. And he even goes to bat for him. And he don't go to bat for many people. Because he don't like many people because they're all pieces of crap, lying sacks of shit, stealing mother snuckers. Right.
Can you think of something that someone or some group could do to help get you out of this, or do you like this situation?
I need a lawyer who's not afraid to go against the system, because that's what it is. What they have on record is a private entity as my landlord. Right. They forged my name on it. They took Photoshop and drug my signature and put it on it.
Yep.
That's illegal. That's forgery. I could prove that. I just can't find a lawyer who's willing to go against the system. I actually had one girl named Sarah King who asked me, or who made the comment that her and I were better than all of the rest. And I corrected her. I'm not better. I have a different agenda.
Right.
I have a different mindset.
Yep. Do you have any social media accounts that you would want to share?
It's called Troy Boykin on Facebook. Boykin. Oh, it's unique. The only reason I'm here is because I can't go anywhere without problems. It's following me. This is so Wheeling's the second state I went to. I just was over in Ohio and had to come back because the Salvation Army shelter, they call him Major. I was only there for 2.5 weeks, and I'm the major drug dealer and drug addict. All the problems that were happening there were because I was there being the drug dealer and drug addict. I was, are you kidding me, bro? There's no way your problem started when I got here. It was drug-ridden. It's all because they're a lot dirtier, and by dirtier I mean they're not doing the things they're supposed to, and they're allowing the legal activities to go on. We barely get anything, and if we do get it, we gotta beg for it, like make a huge complaint continuously until they're tired of hearing it. The Street Moms gives out tents, hats, coats, stuff like that. They won't give me shit. Lynn, the other day, about a week ago, is 8 inches from my face, and she says, I heard a story that you are afraid of me.
Do you mind if I put this on my YouTube page?
No, go ahead.
It'll be all right with you?
Yep.
All right.
I'm hoping that a lawyer who's not afraid to go to against the system is willing to feel sorry enough to help me. Because I miss my son. She stole her from me. Or she stole my son from me.
I appreciate you talking with me. Appreciate your time. I wish you all the luck, all the success.
I appreciate
you
it.
need it.
I appreciate you doing this to get our voices out.
Exactly. All right, sir. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.